Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Monday Star Citizen Q&A. I'm Jarvis, with me is Captain Tylor, and my bastion of common sense, LightningDragon.
Wahahaha.
I am in one of my Mercury Star Runners because the game has assigned me two. I just came from the CRU L1 where I had refined some materials. I flew over to Area 18, but it said, "Oh, which Mercury Star Runner you want to put it in?" So I put it in the one that the second slot, which is the one I always have set to upgraded, the second of the two. But when I got to the spaceport, it went, "Oh, the second we changed that to the first one that you've upgraded. The second one doesn't have any upgrades on it." So I'm like, I don't care. But the yeah, LD on a Star Citizen was repaid all the money. He was paid all the monies.
Yeah, I'm owed like 3 level ups in the Star Wars game now. I was paid in exposure.
So hopefully I can sell any of this stuff because I was just happy enough to get here without a 30K. So I'm almost afraid to have this ship ever leave the docking at the hangar bay again until I sell these materials. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So of course, anyway, the episode is called Boaty McBoatface for obvious reasons. There was a contest years ago where they wanted to have the internet name a seagoing vessel, and they left it up to popular vote, and everyone voted up Boaty McBoatface as the name of the boat. So since we're naming ships, you can name them ridiculous things, and of course, if you can name them at all, because there are some bugs and technicalities and weird gatekeeping on the names, which is causing, if you look at the general forums, basically only thing people are talking about is names and the problems with the names. I haven't been able to name a single one of my ships, though I've created quite the list. I'm not worried about the names being taken because they are a mix of languages and phrases. So it's like literally they could be one English word, one word of a different language, and they come together and make a phrase. And and I'm making a list of potentials. But because of the fact that all four of the ships, I think, that I have that are listed as they were listed as if you had a pledge ship, an early, like a war bond ship, the when they first come out, that you'd have access to naming them in the first naming run, or if you had a golden ticket. Well, what happened is that because I took the upgrades on the ships for the best in show or whatever, it now pushes those ships to wave 3. So your reward for basically getting the best in show ships, like my Mercury here, Mercury didn't pop up actually. I don't think Mercury was a cross chassis upgrade, but like my Carrack I know was one that should have been in there. But I had the best in show upgrade, and so that one got pushed way in the back. And for some reason my reclaimer isn't showing up, and so it's like, okay, whatever. I don't care. I'm in no hurry. But there's a lot of people that are very frustrated and very furious about the situation, and I understand that. I do. There's some people who are absolutely just livid beyond belief. I think that you can have 2 ships named. Let's throw it out. Let's say Enterprise. But they can't be. You can't have 2 890s named Enterprise. You have to have an 890 and then like a Mercury. So a name has to be unique to a hull. But you can have this same name on different hulls. So you can have different people with the ship named Enterprise, but hopefully people are a bit more creative than that. Does CIG gatekeep their in-lore ship names that are in the story? I don't know. They probably did. I mean, to some degree. Someone's already actually locked in the name one of the ships. I saw it in the forums. They locked it in as Chris Roberts. So I don't know how that got through. But basically, yeah, maybe it was a Photoshop. But they were saying that it actually went through, so they're going to keep their ship named Chris Roberts. Yeah. So basically, there's a lot of people out there. I said this is the #1 topic right now on the forums. I say just be patient. Take this time, if you're unable to name your ship, to come up with something creative. I mean, we were just spitballing funny names. You can have a funny name, you can have a serious name. I guess it kind of depends on what you want. I actually threw around the Uboop Banubi one. I have Uboop Banubi, the man with the silliest name in the galaxy. What's your middle name? Scooby Dooby. So it's Uboop to Scooby Dooby Banubi, the one and the same. I thought that would be absolutely great, but stuff like that, or the Rogo wall text, kind of thing. We got ideas. I probably just ruined Rogo's whole thing now. Sorry, Rogo.
What? Star Citizen doing something that's confusing, weird, and backwards?
Oh yeah,
No,
joke names
that's...
based off of porn stars. That would be yeah, that'd be funny.
Oh.
Oh gosh, yeah. They're just there's gonna be, but they said that if a name comes across as uh, violating whatever sensibilities they have, that they can reset it or remove it. So you can't just name something pretty vile. There you go. But anyway, so that's not that big of a deal. We'll just have to deal with it. As all things that come out CIG, there's a lot of factors they didn't figure into the system that are pissing off a lot of people, and I just kind of shrugging my shoulders. I didn't expect it to go off smoothly. I didn't expect it to go off without a hitch at all. I expected there to be a lot of weird issues. But I thought it was odd that they added the primary naming the golden ticket holders, because that was never listed as one of the original benefits. And I think it's funny, like you have okay, so I'm a wing commander level backer, okay, but even though I have the quote unquote backing requirements, like I can't even access the Mile High Club or the Million Mile High Club or whatever it's called. Even though technically speaking, I have a backer level that should be able to have that, but I don't have a package that has it, so I don't get it. So there's this weird gatekeeping. There's gonna be like 5 people, by the way, that are gonna be using the Million Mile High Club. They better open that up a little bit, because this could be like the most empty bar in the galaxy. We had something like that in Star Trek Online. We had these exclusive areas just for lifetime backers that nobody ever went to, because it was nobody in there. So yeah, gotta be careful with that.
They had that in Star Wars: The Old Republic as well.
Yeah, exactly. That no one went there because there wasn't enough people in there. No one cared.
The only thing to do was to access a special store up there, and that was it.
I don't know if I could read that.
I mean, it's a phrase.
Yeah. So I got to figure out where to sell in this. I haven't done cargo running in a long time. But last time I did cargo running was before Area 18 became a planet. It was like back before everything.
We're sorry. You exceeded the allotted
Let's
time.
go store my ship. Anyway,
We will have to
the last time I
return
did
ship
serious
sword.
cargo running was when cargo running made money, like real money.
Initiating ship
And these
storage
days, with
procedure.
all the little
Please vacate
bugs
the
and the
area.
weird things like that, I
Thank
haven't
you for
really
your
done much
cooperation.
cargo running at all, because 30Ks and everything like that, it's just like, okay, whatever. Custard launcher. You guys are terrible.
Initiating ship
All
storage
right, so
procedure.
it is the trade building. I don't know what. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go over here real quick and see if that's the case, and then we'll switch over. I've edited some video footage together, and then Lightning and I have want to wrap up the show today with a topic about personal character armor. We've been doing a lot of I've been running a Star Wars D20 campaign, and we got to a discussion about how they, for example, balance off the value of armor, where we feel that in some regards that CIG is doing it in a lot of regards backwards. So, okay, let's see if it. All right,
Like everything they do.
Like everything they do. It works. It works.
Are you sure it works?
Wow, I waited 3 days for. Okay, let's see. Let's see here.
Is this where you can sell like 3 items at once and then you're done?
Well, I don't know. I'm selling what I can. Selling what I can.
Also, people, neighbors next door have been like shouting and yelling all freaking day, and their dogs have been barking like all day. So if you ever hear random shouting,
don't
or
hear a
dog
thing.
barking,
We're good.
good. I hear it, unfortunately.
We're more in danger of your actual keyboard going through.
Well, I mean, if I have to type to somebody,
wow, it took. Okay, so
it.
This is funny. I spent 3 days like refining this material, and I'm gonna make less money than I made in one run. Oh, come on, don't turn off. The one run. Yeah, this is. What?
Less than one monitor mission?
Whoa. What's going on here?
Did you break it?
Did it just break on me? Personal inventory. What about my ship? Let me select my ship. Does it look flat using curved monitor? That'd be a good question. That's a good question. All right, so why does
Did your ship explode?
It's not recognizing my ship anymore. As
maybe you need to summon it again. I don't know.
Metal, mineral. All right, so while I give the game a few minutes to figure out what it's doing, we'll go ahead and enjoy the beautiful view over here, and I'll go ahead and There's like a. Do you really need this many screens in here? I mean, honestly, the entire server could stand in this room and sell. It's a bit overkill, okay? So yeah, like, how many? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 22 monitors in here for selling stuff. It's ridiculous. All right.
Not enough. They need 2 more.
Yeah, we'll give it a minute. We'll let the game figure itself out. So let me jump on over here. So yep, Boaty McBoatface. And of course they showed off. This is of course last week I needed to take a little time to myself. Though I got called into work tonight because I can't get 2 days off in a row because people who want to just keep calling off on me. So good times. But yeah, so we have the last week of course they showed off the Orison landing zone. I am really excited to see this place, honestly. I think this is very artistic. I do have some questions about the technology that's involved in making a floating city. I mean, at least lore-wise. What makes this is this like a Xi'an development? Because you know that the Xi'an make ships that basically float, they hover. So is it the same kind of technology that's used in this to make these structures go? And if you look at some of them, they're weird the way that some structures are literally gigantic structures hanging over other structures, like right here. And like what's holding that up? Because it's thin little walkways that are holding that up. So I'm curious to know what their lore explanation is. Other than that, it's really pretty. It looks really good. Obviously, this is being shown not in a gas giant environment because they haven't actually finished making
Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla Glue's keeping it up. You know, that you might be right. That seems to be that Gorilla Glue makes everything stay up. Yeah, I said it could be anti-grav-tech, could be Xi'an. I'm not exactly sure. But one of the things they do show here is actually the mission closets, which are going to be included in this city. And they're going to be obviously filling those back to the previous locations, which are non-combat missions where you do maintenance or hacking or repairs or whatever inside the actual location, inside the city, and work within it as just standard industrial jobs. So that may be kind of cool. Yeah, less air density ground level. You're right. Things float. Less gravity the closer you get to the planet. I forgot. You're right, Rogo. I completely forgot that rule.
I mean, you're talking about like iceberg level floating at that point. So it had to have some type of massive thing below for like floating on a cloud layer. Then it has to be more buoyant than the cloud density. And gravity is kind of always a thing. It's kind of just consistent at all distances. Unless the station is orbiting and it's orbiting inside the atmosphere, which means then it's probably retro thrusting the entire time.
Well, I would imagine that it could be up in a high orbit, like it's in a gas. You obviously can't go down very far in a gas giant, and
gas giants have a pretty big gravitational field.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I mean, how far down can you go? These are the closets, by the way, where you can go do the missions. They're going to be incorporating these back on the other ones. This is an early example of things that they're setting up. So we'll see how that goes. But they can do this pretty much anywhere. Any building in the game these can be added to, so you can go in and do missions. Like think Area 18, where I am right now. You have millions and millions of buildings. You can easily incorporate all that. So it looks to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing this one. I'm still looking forward to pushing someone off the edge.
They don't even have to go super deep into it. They can just say it has technology that makes it float, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's all they have to say.
Yeah,
as opposed to just like it floats. It's like.
Well, they invented. All you have to do is just say it's using the power of hand wavium. And by the way, Rattlehead, the ugly statue is a space whale. If I fast forward here, let me pause this here. Boop. Let me scroll here. The power of. Oh, there we go. That's a space whale. So, but also, I noticed it floats because it's not attached to anything. It's literally floating over this water, and so I don't know. It's got like maybe the chest bumps there have repulsor lifts in it. I'm not exactly sure, but
could be gas.
Yeah, maybe those are gas bags.
Yeah, that could be gas bags.
So they go to the beach and like, ooh, nice gas bags. Anyway, so yeah, that's
where they keep the snacks.
That's where they keep the snacks. All right, so yeah.
Did I link that picture?
No. Wait till later. All right, so Anyway, so and now we're going to talk about another feature that, of course, we'll never get to fully utilize, at least until they fix 30Ks. Wear and tear.
Yeah.
So here's a feature. I am actually excited. I do like the idea of wear and tear, the idea of ships getting aged and aging, getting dirty. But let's just be honest about it. Until they can fix the 30K issue, where I don't have to reclaim my ship every other time I play, if not twice every time I play, wear and tear in ships. This, by the way, I'm gonna have to pause this. One second. Right here. Okay, 1 second. It's gonna show it. Okay, 1 second. Pausing. What were they thinking? It's already hard enough to see through glass as it is. That the current level of gunk should be the worn out version.
No.
This is their worn out glass version. This looks like this.
Oh no.
This looks like a homeless. You stopped at a corner and a homeless guy came up to clean your window by spitting all over it, and then used a dirty Kleenex to wipe it off. I'm sorry. This is like it should never get this bad.
It's like someone took 80 grit with an orbital sander and just went nuts.
Now we have been complaining about spit and worse. Yeah, I was gonna go there, but I decided not to. So the thing was that
dirty newspaper.
So the thing is like we've talked about the window issue for a long time. And I thought they always talked about how this shows like the reason it looks like this is maximum wear. And then someone in the art department went, you know what we can do? We can crank that up to 11. No, we're going to 20. So you won't even be able to see. I've had easier time looking out at some cars' front windows during a snowstorm than looking out of that. So anyway, that's the thing. That's your new wear and tear on your glass. So nothing says awesome like not seeing where you can go. The wear and tear should only be like it should be like in the corners, like dirt piling up. It shouldn't be like this.
Right in your vision. Like put it on the edges.
Are they gonna have it like a feature like right now where you emote to wipe your visor because of the sweat? Are they gonna have some sort of windshield wiper that uses some sort of magic?
Yeah, windshield wiper on the that'd be good. That'd be good.
I have seen a game where wiping your visor to see is a mechanic. I believe Metro series does it.
Yeah.
But that's like a survival game.
Well,
like
yeah, Star Citizen is kind of moving into that. So anyway, so there you go. Enjoy. That looks amazing. And so that is a. I think it's said enough. The picture says more words than I can ever say. That's unrealistic. Okay, I have to protest here. Nobody lands a mole because you can't mine where that thing landed because the guns don't point straight forward. They have to point down. Sorry, nobody can ever land with this thing and mine because their mining system doesn't allow it. So I'm gonna call BS on that one too. All right, so back to the video. I'm bringing the salt today, but not because I'm trying to just be salt. But I just wanted to point out, like, stop showing me things.
It's because I'm here.
Well, no, it's like stop showing me things.
You're channeling my inner salt.
I'm channeling my inner dragon. But yeah, as you can see, I do like this. The detail on this, the wear and tear, it does look nice. It's it adds flavor and character. You can kind of like. I wonder there's a certain level where it actually physically damages your ship, or you have a negative effect on the hull. But yeah, I think this is pretty sweet. Yeah,
I have a feeling the only ships that's not going to affect the windscreen are the ones that are actually the avian ships. You've got they have a drop ship with 2 fighters, and when you turn them on, the black screen lights up. It looks like a digital windshield. Mm-hmm. I think that one's probably not going to be affected by this.
Probably not. No, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Like my talons or whatever.
The talons.
Shrike. So so this is it is going to be it's going to be. I think they're going to have a repair, rearm, refuel, hydrogen, refuel, quantum, and they're going to have like a clean ship. That'll be another option for repair. So like you can have your ship scrubbed or cleaned. I don't think it's going to be tied directly to the repair. And if it is, then once again, wear and tear doesn't really matter because every time you land, you'll just spend like, okay, I'm going to spend 15 UEC, and then my ship's completely clean again. There's just a lot of things that I don't know. We'll have to see how they implement it. We'll have to see how they implement it. But I'm not against it. I think it looks amazing. I just hate the glass. I hate what they've done with the glass. That is my biggest complaint. And the fact that 30Ks make the whole thing moot because you'll be replacing your ships every 5 minutes.
I doubt they'll give us the option. Just clean the windscreen.
Yeah. Why does the ship have a windshield wiper if we got to fly like this? I mean, just give me a windshield wiper. Anyway, so that's if you made the hand mechanic, you wipe your hand. But yeah, so yeah, might as well fly up the toilet. Yeah, wear and tear being an R and yeah, repairs, damage and wear and tear are different states. It's a diamond plate canopy that has to be replaced. Yeah, well, you just have to get a couple of those CD buffers. Kind of rub it on the screen. By the way, Tyler, I don't know if you remember this years ago. It's kind of a side note. Remember years ago when Mom had sent me a couple Christmas gifts? She sent me, like you had back in the day, you would clean your CDs and you put them in these.
You had 2 of them.
She sent me 2 of them. Electronic automated CD cleaners, so I had one for each hand. Like if I wanted the dual wheeled CD cleaning, I scratched so many CDs that I needed to have 2 for optimum cleaning or optimum fixing, and I didn't have a single scratch one. They looked like they even had little triggers like guns, so you put the CD in it, you hold it like a gun. It's like I felt like the world's worst cowboy. So yeah, it was just like this is really dumb. So anyway. Yeah, you have to clean your monitor with the steel wolf in the kitchen.
Yeah, there you go. That'll make it authentic.
So yeah, this has got potential. The glass, they need to back off the glass. They need to stop that crap. I hate that. That is my number one. Visibility, man. You can't see where you're going. That's a death sentence. Okay?
Transparent aluminum, transparent steel. It doesn't matter. They all scratch just like glass.
It's just a death sentence.
The lore. It was harder than steel, and that's why glass is so limited on ships. Yeah, because it's the most expensive thing. And then here it is, like, oh look, it's all scratched up and yucky. It's like, what?
Exactly.
It's like, okay, if the shields work like they're supposed to, and they deflect particles and stuff in space, what the hell is scratching the windshield?
All right, let's see if I can sell that cargo.
And what can scratch the windshield?
Yeah.
Let me sell my cargo.
Are you flying through the center of the planet?
All right. Come on. Honestly, for the amount of money I made for waiting 3 days for this much cargo, I could have made more money doing like 3 of the find sensor things.
Yeah, the monitor missions.
The monitor missions. I could have made money by doing 3 or 4 of those, and like it wouldn't have taken me 3 days to do it. So they've really got to make these things worth it. It's
almost like they nerfed how much you can sell things for, and didn't balance it at all.
All right. Well, I guess Agricrum or whatever is. I don't know. It's saying that I got 16 of that. I guess I have to sell it somewhere. Anyway, so we'll head over there. But first, let me go ahead and check the chat here real quick. Tavaran ships will be OP because of this. Right, that's what we're talking about, because they have the digital screens.
Yeah,
they don't have the glass. Your 16-year-old sunglasses have less scratches. Yeah, sure. That's
the ones I have in my car that I only use for driving have less scratches, and they're 10+ years old, easy. The only time I put them on is I drive the car.
Yeah, so it looks like all of our screens, all of our viewports will be covered in Gorilla Glue. So we're going to be. That's even harder than the actual screen, so no one's going to get that off. All right. So that actually, then we have some of the fun stuff, the gun emplacements, and of course we have something like this already in the Valkyrie, but it's part of the ship. This is something that's set separately, so these can potentially be set up by players. You can have portable gun emplacements that you can set down. These can be transported on other things and set up different ways. These actually, this is just a nice step to have for them. They can put these gun placements out in the middle of the world and kind of create the scenarios you're looking at here where you're defending.
You know what this means, though? Squadron 42 confirmed to have a turret section.
Yes, absolutely. Turret section confirmed.
Yep.
Caterpillar broadside. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Caterpillar broadside. Open the doors, mateys.
That'd be bad.
Oh man, if you can set those out, yes, that's what we're doing, Tyler. We are doing Caterpillar broad. Of course, we need to get everyone on the channel. Be like, just fly beside somebody, like just open the doors. So there's like 20 people there with Gatlings.
Look how fast that guy got up to this minigun. Well, and only at the last second did he get killed.
Yeah, well,
it's almost like he wasn't shooting at him
exactly.
at all.
Well, you ever see the movie with Carl Urban, the Dread with Carl Urban? I'm thinking of that scene where they put the Gatling guns out into the hall across the way, and they bolt them into the ground. And they just like mow down the entire floor of the apartment across the way. That's what when I see this. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of that scene right there. Yeah, broadside cannons like old sailing ships. If they're carried in personal inventory, not taking up both halves because they're, yeah. Walking slow avatar paces. Yeah, I don't think they talked about personal inventory this week on inside Star Citizen or Star Citizen Live. It was only like 20 minutes. It was a very short show, but they're talking about the complexities of having physicalized inventory that can be turned back into just digital inventory, meaning that you put it in a box, you don't have to physically see it, and then you can pull it out and make it physical again, and then you're moving it from ship to ship, or you can automatically take it out of the ship inside a landing bay if it's the ship's in the landing bay, but if the ship's not there, then you can't do that. And they have to have these little layers, like almost if you will, like folders, like you can't pull this out here unless it's under that folder. And so they're working on this whole system, and it was actually pretty interesting discussion.
You know what game already has a system like that?
Arma?
Kerbal Space Program.
Oh yeah, I was like they're looking at the physicalized inventory working very much like Arma too. It's like yes, it's weight plus the size of the thing. So they said like you can't put a pool cue in your backpack, but if you put it in a wood chipper, you can put the wood in the backpack because that fits. So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Mass versus volume.
Exactly. And of course they showed the updated force reactions. This I have a little bit of problem with this.
Yeah.
They're ramming an asteroid. The problem I have with it isn't I like the stumbling. It's this part right here. It's getting air juggled by bullets. Now, your game is already very fatal when it comes to getting shot. I don't care if you're wearing light armor, no armor, heavy armor. It doesn't. There really isn't many difference in hits before you go down. Okay. And the fact that now that you get hit and you're already disabled in enough time, honestly, that you should that the first time that knocks you back, the second bullet's already coming in and you're dead. So they need to seriously consider. This is why kind of why I want to talk about armor towards the end of this as well, because this is a problem in a game with permadeath. Have you ever played like back in the day? I used to play Marvel vs. Capcom and the original one, and when I lived in Japan. And I had it on the Dreamcast, and there was a weird glitch. One thing, you could play Magneto, and you could permanently air juggle somebody like forever if you knew how to do it. And it was an oversight in the game design, but you could perma juggle someone with Magneto. And so that's kind of what this feels like. Imagine getting air juggled because you can't get a shot off because you can't not be knocked back, and you don't live long enough to do anything about it. So this could, armor with permadeath and things like that. This needs to be taken a lot more seriously. And that's why I'm all for the pacing has to be adjusted. All of this has to be considered because you can't have permadeath and a fatal level of things like this, and at the same time have like Call of Duty levels of
shootery.
Yeah.
It's like how if heavy armor is so heavy, you shouldn't be able to carry extra ammo, bullets, and whatnot if you're already encumbered. Why does a light armor guy can only carry one gun, heavy armor carry two, and a bunch of grenades? You
know what? Since we're on the topic, let me just go ahead and just switch over real quick here. We'll get back to the push carts here in a few minutes. All right, Hangar 4. We're going to another planet so I can try to sell this garbage. I got one thing of cargo left. Anyway, okay, so let's just jump into it anyway since we broached it. The problem that they have with armor is this, in Star Citizen, like there's no reason for me not to be wearing this armor, okay? And they have all these cosmetic clothes and things like that, but you don't see many people even utilizing them. Oh, there's lightning typing. Yeah, you can't. Okay. Hangar 4 here. Greetings, Naiba. So anyway, so there needs to be serious trade-offs between less armor and more armor. Like right now, I feel that the differences in armor is insignificant in all the wrong ways. Like heavy armor should have massive damage reduction, but also massive speed reduction. We're talking like if you're wearing heavy armor, this should be like you right here, boom, like this. Okay, and if you're not wearing any armor, you know, obviously, or light armor, you should probably go a little bit faster, like something like be able to go like that. And
shall I go down the list of where this conversation came from?
Absolutely, go ahead. Start it off. They'll give you a chance
All
to
right,
take off.
so a small amount of background, just so you guys are all aware. So Jarvis is DMing a campaign for Tyler and I, and it's in the Star Wars, and we're using the D20 system. It's based off 3rd edition, and in that system, it's very similar to D&D. You have light, medium, heavy, and technically power armor. And in the system, you have a protection level the armor gives you, how easy it is to move in the armor, how difficult it is to do like fine maneuvering and things, and how much, if any, weight reduction there is. And of course, the armor has weight. So let's just assume that everyone is created equally in Star Citizen, and they have X amount of total weight they can have on their person. Just make it a flat number. It's not an RPG game. So the heaviest armor in this system weighs 45 kilograms. I don't know what that is in pounds, but that's the system we're going to use. So that, just by wearing that armor, lowers the amount of stuff you can carry, because while it's equipped, it is still an amount of weight that is on you that you are moving with. And you are lowered in your speed. So let's say if you were running in Star Citizen, we're just going to use the game things. 100 pounds? Oh, all right. So let's say that a full run in regular clothing or whatever in Star Citizen, you can move 10 meters in like 3 seconds or something, right? It's just a baseline. So if you are wearing heavy armor, that is almost halved. You are almost half as fast by wearing the heavy armor. Light armor really doesn't have any penalties. It's just it's small bonuses, basically. Like, you don't die in one hit because you actually have armor on. Very light. Medium armor is kind of a balance between the two. You do get slowed down, but it is not significantly heavier. You're looking at about double the weight of like light armor, and about double the protection. So it's really is a balance between those. And power armor is a whole different thing that I'm not going to get into.
Landing gear up.
All right, go ahead. Or is that it?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
That's where you can comment here, because that's the short of it.
Yeah, and the big thing is that there's not enough defining differences in Star Citizen's armor to really make it to give a real strong differentiation between light and heavy. I mean, it's like 20 to like 60% damage reduction. But as I said, you get killed so quick either way. Why is my character's head doing a wiggle like this? So weird. He's just looking around in random directions. I'm not doing that. I'm not touching a thing. My character's just, I'm gonna look left, I'm gonna look right, I'm gonna look up, I'm gonna look down. How are you looking in the center, you doofus? All right, so all right. Anyway, so let's go ahead and leave. I'm gonna be going to Lorville, see if I can sell that last little bit of whatever. But there, I did some cargo finally. But I wasn't impressed. Yeah, jetpacks that can enhance maneuverability. But the thing is that
they add weight.
And why is the heavy armor? You can see like there should be different kinds of armors. I think armors that are physical, armors that are maybe a lighter but they're just shield. Maybe armors that are a mix. They could be a little bit more creative. Now they have signed distance fields. They could actually come up with personal body shields. To some
They
degree.
could just make it that like with tanks, like modern tanks, right? If you look at World War II tanks, they were just big blocks of steel. Modern tanks are composite, so they can resist like heat and stuff. So you could have a armor that is more of a composite material, and it would be like less resistant to physical, but much more resistant to like energy.
You can have all sorts of varieties. I know, and obviously colors, and then colors of those varieties instead of just giving us a color wheel, so we can have 40,000 things listed on every shop. But basic stuff. Hopefully they give us a color wheel someday so we can simplify the whole thing. Yeah, I might make it to Levski. It's possible. I mean, I could clip through the entire Stanton system and end up in Nix. You never know. The potential is there. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the armor a little bit because I feel that the armor is there's not enough differentiation. There should be an advantage to even being unarmored. So you talk about like the endurance differences that could be there, and also as well that bothers me. Armor is heavy. So why is it when I'm wearing heavy armor I can carry more clips, more grenades, and more guns? I'm already starting off carrying a much greater amount of weight. But now I can carry even more because I'm wearing more?
I think the only way around that
is
would
power
be
armor.
to touch on, yeah, exactly, touch on power
but
armor.
But that's the thing is that generally speaking, the armor that we have really isn't that until you get to the mech suits that they're putting into the game.
Yeah, which are not technically done and are probably going to be huge.
Yeah.
But it would make sense that your mech suit can wield a minigun. A regular person probably can't wield a minigun. It's a minigun.
So yeah, I'm just saying is that like the person with the light armor or no armor, that's the guy that should be able to carry 2 guns. That's the guy that should be able to carry the most amount of clips. That's the guy that should be able to carry the most amount of grenades because his default weight level is lower. That guy with the heavy armor might want to carry that gun and carry the chain gun and have the one extra chain gun ammo clip because he doesn't have the space to carry anything else. So yeah, he's got heavy armor, but he's got a big, heavy, inaccurate weapon, or he can use the other weapons too, but he's just not going to be carrying a lot of clips on them. Second here. I gotta jump around this thing twice.
There is also, if you want to look at Arma as a game that has a weight encumbrance system, Arma does a little bit differently because you can have like backpacks and like certain armor affects your equipment load, so it's a little bit more dynamic in Arma as opposed to just like having a hard limit and having things with weight, right? But in that game, if you are rocking really heavy duty armor and you're like, I want an M60, a light machine gun or whatever, you probably will only have that gun and like 1 or 2 boxes of ammunition, and then you, like in the modern military, you have someone else who is like your team member and they carry extra ammunition for you because they have like just a rifle or whatever.
Right.
That's a real thing that is done nowadays in the military.
You work with people to get done what you need to get done. Yeah, the mech suit, the big thing is that it will be harder to transport. It's not something you can just, you'll need to have a ship like, you may have one if you're in a Mercury, but that may be sitting back in your cargo bay, right? You won't be able to go ahead and use a mech-powered suit like if you're flying in Aurora. It's one of those things that, yeah, it should absolutely take up to the space. And, you open up the back of a Hercules and you have a bunch of drop troopers coming out with the mech armor. Yeah, you over encumber an Arma and then you can only walk. That's the other thing too. We need to have that. Yep. We definitely need the encumbrance system. Right now, I think it's only a stamina thing, but it definitely needs to be a movement speed thing too. Not only stamina. Like if you're carrying so much weight, your stamina should go down. Like if you're going up a hill and you're heavily laden, you're wearing heavy armor, you're carrying 2 guns, you got 5 grenades strapped to your chest and 45 clips strapped to your ass. Then basically, you're going up a hill and you're like 10 steps later, you're like. I'm just gonna sit here a while.
I'm just gonna take a break here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, mech suit. Yeah. I guess if we want, they do have Iron Man HUD interfaces, so we could have it. Pull out the suit.
No.
Boston Dynamics big dog style robot to carry extra gear. That would be pretty interesting. CIG's against robots, though. Yeah. Well, I mean, they are a little bit against robots, but you know what they're not against? They're not against push carts. That's right, push carts.
Hey, push carts.
Now for $22.99, you can get $22. You can get yourself an LTI push cart. Comes in 5 glorious colors. Each different color is $22. And you put a friend on it. You can put cargo on it until you hit something.
And the wheels are apparently impervious to whatever they're rolling on.
The wheels turn independently, so you can get the full-fledged experience of frustration. You get a push carts in the real world. Drop your groceries. Crash into something. Wreck your day. Break your eggs. It's push carts. Coming soon to Star Citizen. Yeah. Why doesn't it hover? Because push carts are more fun when they have wheels. That way that you could get a wobble wheel. You can get a wobble wheel eventually from as it wear and tear, and you have to deal with the
sides. Sides are extra.
Yeah, and or maybe one wheel gets slightly jammed slightly to the left, so no matter what you do, it kind of like drifts to the left.
That's right.
And now you got of course you got ladders to go up on the top of ships or something if you want to like repair them in the bay or something, or fall off a ladder. That's a possibility too.
To climb up the ladder and jump off of it, to break your legs and end your life.
Exactly.
So you can make a new character.
It's a sewer ladder. And so yeah, there's a lot of options here. Yes, you can put turrets on the push cart, then push the push cart. So yeah, we're like I like it hits the bump. It's just it's just like, oh, that's a nightmare. It literally looks as obnoxious as a real push cart. I have to say this is immersion. This is fidelity right here. We got and
how many years I spent working inside a warehouse and hate these things that have 4-wheel steering.
Oh, yeah, I tell you what, and I agree with Jared. This is probably the first time I agree with Jared on anything. Someone's gonna reenact the opening of Jackass with this thing. You know, they're gonna put a bunch of people on a cart and they're gonna push it down a hill, and it's gonna be glorious. But yeah, I like the physics stuff of it. But honestly, this works in a testing environment. But you and I and everyone who plays Star Citizen knows until right now with the server issues, like with the lag, and we don't have the server meshing and whatnot, and you can't like even put cargo on on a lot of the ships that have ramps and stuff because it falls through. When that rubber hits our road, nothing's going to stay on those carts because of the desync and whatnot.
It's just going to explode.
Something's going to fly everywhere. It is going to be a glorious mess. But it's like the same thing. It's a great feature. Like wear and tear is a great feature, but until like 30K is resolved, in this case the server desync and lag issues is dealt with. By the way, there's no way that you can push that thing that easily with wheels over the surface. That'd be a nightmare.
That's what I'm saying. What's wrong with hover carts?
Exactly. We need hover. Well, this is the first implementation. I get this. This is the kind of thing you probably would find just in a standard, like inside. This isn't something you take outside.
No, this is like a warehouse.
It's a warehouse. Yeah.
It's cheap and it works.
It only takes one small little pebble underneath the wheel, all of a sudden to stop spinning, and you're rotating around the stopped wheel. Like, oh, yeah. I got several hundred pounds of the crap in here, and I can't move the car.
Okay, so you talk about you hate about the fact that you need to pick up and place every box on individually and take them off individually. By the way, I'm not surprised by that. You remember a long time ago when the game was being talked about, they wanted us to be able to fully unload and manually load each box ourselves.
Think of people
like getting a forklift and going in your ship and moving every box out, or you hire the people to go in and do it, but they do it, and then you don't have to. You can go do other things, but basically it's like
no one is going to do it themselves unless it's a tiny ship.
Yeah, I'm not going to hand unload my Hull D. That's not happening, or anything else for that, or my Hercules. It's just not happening. So yeah.
The sad thing is with the Caterpillar, even when they get the elevators working on the side ramps, you still have to then shuffle the cargo to the middle. So you're always going to be moving the cargo twice.
There's a million different things they could do better with this.
I'm hoping they were just doing it for fun.
I think you're just looking at it's just the early work. It's the early work. It's interesting. I like the fact that they had the independent pushing on the wheels. I mean it's a little thing. I mean I have no real problems with it. We'll just have to see how it comes across. It's an early test thing, but the way it moved to me felt pretty real because I've had to. All of us have been to the grocery store. As I said, you all had to deal with carts, and it's funny too because it's a push-pull mechanic. We talked about this when I compare IM to like standard like zero order to first order. It's the difference between push and pull, and much the same way that the hand cart is the difference between push and pull. Yeah, they do have fixed rear wheels. You're right, or sometimes they have 2 rear fixed wheels and one front fixed wheel because it's skunked up with hair and you can't get it to go anywhere. And then you got the one remaining one that wobbles and you're like going down the aisle.
We have like a cart or a sled that's got 2 steering wheels on the front, like a wheelbarrow, except for it's not. And we put these really big, heavy water crates on them. And the cart just goes wherever it feels like.
Yes.
You don't control those things. They go where they want to go.
I've had carts where I'm having to move stuff that has 6 wheels. The 2 in the center don't swivel, but the ones in the front and the back swivel.
Yeah, they have
And
those
then-
at like
And
like
then
Home
when you
Depot
get
or-
something in one of the wheels, and then so it's like, and then you have to sit there. It's like, why am I not being able to move the cart? Because one wheel's decided to jam up with a pebble or something, or if it gets wedged into there, or if it's a hard plastic wheel, it gets wedged in the plastic. You have to take a knife and poke the little pebble out so it'll roll again. It's like, yeah, these things need to be thrown
Are you trying
away.
to call me on the radio? I'm not there.
No. I saw Rattlehead at my friends list. So he was.
Oh.
I was like, oh, there he is. Yeah, just give us
Rattlehead?
forklifts, exactly. And make sure the wheels are way out to the side and they're balloony.
Yeah, they need to be balloony.
They need to be like gigantic cartoon, like big on the side.
Now, in some of
Moon
those
rubber
warehouses that you can see in the game now, you see small, medium, and large push carts sitting there under repair, and you see forklifts. You can see the small ones, like I've used to use, and the big ones you would use in warehouse yards. They're there too, but they're not being, they're just static. So it's like, but you're going to give us 4-wheel steering carts. No.
They have to be wheeled forklifts, and they have to be the
Yeah, no.
tiny wheel version.
Yeah, because we hate to have solid flat wheels, or actually the wheels that are on the Gray Cat buggy are kind of like the ones I used to be using.
I can't help this. Every time I see Lorville, the only thing I think of is when I get my Hercules that has the bombs on it. I'm so carpet bombing the airport. I don't care if it sends me to jail. I am dropping a Moab right in the center of freaking Lorville.
No, just get a bunch of gray cats and drive like 16 gray cats into a caterpillar, and then just point the nose down and open the doors.
Yeah, can we pay real money for a red cart? Like, I didn't buy any of those the skins. Like, oh, buy a red skin. I thought those red skins looked pretty terrible, to be honest with you. It's like, oh, this is the event, the Valentine's event. Buy this really terrible.
Have some Rust-Oleum spray.
Yeah, I don't care about the skins. And it's like. I mean, I haven't been too impressed with them. I'm going to buy them in game because I don't really see that they're. I bought some early on, but I'm like, I think I really haven't seen enough. Once you have like one skin that you like, you really don't need anything else anyway. And a lot of times the ships look better by the default setting. All right, so I'm going to get down here and then I'll switch over to the next thing I want to talk about. You always got to close the door on me too, don't you? Before I get that, I hit the space brake and it'll somehow communicate with them because somehow my space brake button is tied to my comms thing. I haven't figured out why that is.
Because you step on the brakes, it opens up communication.
Yeah, see, look, I pressed my space brake. Look, now they're opening the door again. See, isn't that weird? It's very weird.
I keep thinking
like
the thing is sort of
32.
in the door.
It's 32 characters. And because of that, if you wanted to, what I would do is you could put like for example, my thing is Elysium, so I could put ELYA in front of the ship names, Elia. And then you can put space and then whoa, okay, what like no, whoa. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Wasn't that fun?
All right, so looks good. All right, we're safe. It's like, oh yeah, don't you get within 5 feet. Just completely
Taurus, no clip Lothran.
Oh my gosh. What the hell is that?
I still think Admiral Clipper.
I'm not an admiral. I can't live long enough to get that rank. Like Corporal Clipper.
No, you Private Clipper.
Private Clipper. There you go, Private Clipper.
Citizen Clipper.
Oh god, now the world's clipping through you. I know. I'm taking it up a notch. Yeah, now operating in the swamps of the Snap Render. Like, it's not showing any boxes in here, but I still got a box.
I don't
left.
see any boxes.
There's a box in here.
It must be in the secret container.
Oh,
All right, let me go and switch over to that other piece of footage. Now, there is another piece of fidelity and immersion that they're going to be giving us here. That's actually one of the most important things. As you know, you're going to have your character's going to grow old, they're going to age and die, and of course, this means you need to be able to have, you need to find a wife, you need to have kids, and so because of that, we're going to deal with reproduction. So for that, their initial testing is how to extend things. Okay, so this is an example of how to do extensions to allow for human reproduction inside the immersion and fidelity gameplay. That is Star Citizen. So yeah, this is just a test. I know technically speaking it's docking, but I mean, isn't the other thing too? So I'm just saying this is. Let's see. I mean, bomb chicka wow wow.
You gotta be careful with your phrasing because certain words might have other meanings attached to them.
Bomb chicka wow wow is I don't know, but anyway, the point is that bomb chicka wow wow, and so there we go. A little bit more updating on the future ability to create a character after you lose the first character.
They still need to have those treadmill-like things that you can stand on if you're going to
Yeah, because it's a pretty long walk, isn't it?
It's like I want to go 2 or 3 football field lengths to get to the docking port of the said ship. It's like, really?
The things they have in airports, the flat excavators.
I think they do pressurize them. I mean, I think like the end is sealed. They extend, and then basically they from there they open up after they connect to the other ships. So they are pressurized. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, I guess that's what the Gray Cats are for. You just drive them. But then again, how many ships are like, I mean, can I drive a Gray Cat through a Hammerhead because it's all stairs and stuff like that? I mean, how do I get the Gray Cat to the front of the? Do I have to? And even if I get it inside the Hammerhead ahead of time, how do I get it up there? Because there's stairs. It's not a ramp, right?
I still remember the days where all we had was the Gray Cat in a hangar, and people were making all kinds of neat things to do, like some sort of stunt courses to the Gray Cat.
Yeah.
That's what I'll end up doing.
I mean, it's like yeah, we got the Gray Cat, but you can't get it. So maybe what you can do is you can get the Gray Cat summoned inside one of these stations, then drive it down the port, and then park it permanently in the airlock. Because I don't know what else you're going to do, how else you're going to get it in there.
You spend the extra $5 and you get the stair climbing wheels.
Yeah.
They are oversized wheels and a lowered suspension. It allows you to climb upstairs with your Gray Cat.
Square wheels.
Yeah, like the Z fighting texture clipping as the not adult tube extends. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just saying is that there's you got toilet gameplay. I'm just saying. I'm still trying to figure out how that's gonna work. Is that gonna work like Duke Nukem Forever, where you just kind of reach in and throw it at things?
That's the stuff.
Yeah.
Feels better.
Mass Effect. Yeah, the Mass Effect strip club. Exactly.
No, that's censored. Not allowed anymore.
What if you could use that do that as a career? Like you take a contract for that instead.
You're a janitor.
Yeah, you take a contract for a janitor. You're just running around the station with a broom. There's all sorts of possibilities.
Someone has to clean those toilets.
Exactly. They're not going to clean themselves.
I'm sorry. Working in a maintenance department, someone also has to clean, repair, and get their hands dirty when things don't work in those toilets.
Yeah. I mean, you have a
like in old RPGs, that's the level 0 character, right? Yeah, new profession, gigolo.
A huge callback to stuff we said earlier is if they had a free-to-play version of Star Citizen where you didn't have a pilot's license.
Right, and you just have to serve the crew.
That is your job. You can be a gunner or you can be a janitor. Maybe you can be a cargo boy or a girl where you just move boxes all day. If someone comes in and is like, all right, I'll give you 5 UEC to unload my ship. Oh, sure, why not? Sounds like a lot of money. It's a Hull E. Have fun. Oh no, I don't want to unload the ship.
Well, you didn't finish it in time. I'm giving you 1-star rating. No one's hiring you again. And real quickly, the RP crowd will get banned from Star Citizen. They won't get banned at all unless the RP crowd turns into an ERP crowd, and then in that case, you might have an issue. Those people always I remember playing Star Trek Online. You go to Quark's bar, and you would like, okay, there's role players in any MMO, but you go into Quark's bar, it was raunchy. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, very much. Oh my god.
It's like, I don't need to read that. Please, just
get that out of chat.
It's like, get that out of local chat. I don't need to hear the descriptions. Please, no.
I mean, that's pretty bold to use local chat.
Oh my gosh, it was terrible. It's just like, it's just like, and then they emote like, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, stop. Like, I stay away from Quark's bar. Quark's bar is bad. So yeah, as long as they don't do anything like that, they think they'll be fine.
Keep your juices to yourself.
Yeah, this is the juice bar. That's not the kind of juice bar we're talking about.
I want some juice.
No.
Lightning wants juice. 2021.
No.
All right, so
maybe some orange soda.
So anyway, so we have the The guy walking the corner and and the guy just teleporting in front. Whoop, there he is.
I saw that too. There he
All right,
is.
so anyway, so of course we have, and I do like this, by the way. I hope this is the quality of what we can start seeing on the housing coming out.
I like this is the quality I want to start seeing what people teleport into existence.
Exactly. But no, but the housing here,
Weatherized
there's
homes.
just more popping up in front of us. It's ridiculous. But yeah, looks really good. In fact, I like the textures when you get to the outside, and hopefully they've shown how they're going to make things blend a little bit better on the surface. A lot of times, what you see in video games is that when a firm structure touches the ground, there's not a lot of blending. It's just it's a very defined line, and they've done a lot of things that kind of smooth it out, like where dirt piles up, on the edges. So it
Well, they were talking about, how a while ago they were talking about how they're able to change the topographic of the ground.
Topography.
Right.
Yeah.
They were using that some sort of sculpting tool.
Yeah.
Well, here they were showing it off again, and when they're placing houses in different spots, and that's of course we'd hope they'll be able to do possibly with, I don't know, mining, grenades, stuff like that. That'll show differences in the ground. So the way they were showing putting different structures down, being able to sculpt the ground enough to do that so it doesn't look like it's clipping through stuff, looks really sharp.
Yeah.
I know of a lot of other games that have deformable terrain. In fact, one game removed it because the feature destroyed the game engine because of all the changes.
I have to back that up a little bit. My question is what is this guy doing? That's my question. And what's his story? Why is he standing out in his underwear, like trying to cast a shadow like Anakin Skywalker, thinking that Darth Vader's shadow is gonna be cast behind him? This is not pod racing. So yeah, this is like, I look at that. It's like that, like the things you don't want to see when you look out your window of your house on the second floor in the middle of in the early morning. Dude, there's like dude in his underwear standing outside my house. So anyway,
they were showing the white boxing there. I swear, every character they were showing some guy in his boxers. I'm like, what is the deal with this? Why do they have to keep showing that here? There's a picture of this hospital, and here's this building. It's like, and guy just standing there randomly in the corner in his boxers. I was like, oh, hey.
There he is again. Hanging out. Hey, guys, how you doing?
How you doing?
Over here in the corner.
I can't afford to have clothing, so I just have my underwear because of reason.
Oh, yeah. But this looks to me, they're doing the standard thing where they build modularly so they can have things grow or shrink and make things fit.
I mean, it looks good.
It does look good. I mean,
it looks very good.
I used to love the housing in Star Wars Galaxies. That was kind of the thing. There were kind of templates. I mean, you basically had like small, medium, and large, and then based on like different styles, Naboo style or Tatooine style, so on and so forth. So you had you had a house built to fit your aesthetic, but this looks like it's gonna have a lot more variety, a lot more options, a lot more possibilities.
Hopefully, they won't allow you to put signs on your house that say nasty things like they did in Star Wars Galaxies.
You're right; it is way oversized. All this stuff is way oversized.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if any of you have been watching my playthrough of Alien Isolation, but you see how tight those corridors are. I mean, they are very, very tight, and
that's all the difference of a horror game, though.
Yeah, but it's also a first-person game. So I mean, I'm just saying is that you see how compact things are. It's even the way I build ships in Space Engineers, and Lightning will test it out. I try to typically make things like just barely big enough for you to squeeze down the hallway.
Sorry.
We need to play that again.
That's true. That or Interstellar Rift or something.
Yeah, I mean, they're both good games. Then there's also Empyrean.
Survival.
Yeah, they have a whole galaxy now.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I don't know if shields are out yet, but if they're not,
exactly.
they are very
is this
close.
Star Wars Galaxies or Star Citizen? I can't tell if there's a difference anymore, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. No, you're right. It's funny. Like I think back, like the pinnacle of space online MMOs, still, in my opinion, at this point in time, like for like vehicles and people moving around, it was Star Wars Galaxies. It's amazing how that game is until they NGE'd it, of course. But the thing is that generally speaking, it was really a very solid standard. Yeah, we
had like 3 different engines running it.
There was 8 different engines. When Cade was programming for that, and he said there was 8 different engines. So every time you wrote added something to the game, they had to make sure that it didn't conflict with any of the 8 engines that were piled up in the game, because he said it was a spaghetti mess of code, which was the downside, because as they added things, how things had to work together. It just got messier and messier. And that goes back to the testament, by the way, of why I think the difference between like Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous is going to be. See, Elite Dangerous is adding new functionality onto an existing game, and Star Citizen is trying to build it together, and which takes longer. But what you see is like in a lot of games where they keep adding new functionality, over time you end up with a real mess. You end up with a code that it gets wackier and wackier, and you have more and more problems. So hopefully,
there's a game, I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was just recently brought up, and they were saying that the coding of the game was done so badly that there was no way to patch the game anymore.
Yeah, it was
update it.
It was a space game. It was a survival game. It was and I had backed it. I forgot the name of it. You start off a little space station, just a broken space station, and Helion.
Yeah,
Helion. That's it. Yeah, it was so rife with problems and deep in the code that they just basically had to give up on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, absolutely. So that when I saw the problems that game was having, it really kind of spooked me, because in some regards what they were trying to do is very similar in some aspects of a Star Citizen. You know how you have the subsystems and the parts and the things you can take out and all these other things and you know, but it wasn't even the scope or scale of Star Citizen. I'm thinking to myself, man, you know, if they're having these kind of issues, Star Citizen's got to watch out, because it's not going to take much for them to have these same missteps, you know?
I've heard a little bit of that story,
Ooh,
and their problem was programmers. They had really bad programmers. Yeah, there you go, EVE Online.
EVE Online, yeah, did major revamps over the course of the years, though.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, but yeah, Helion was kind of a disappointment, unfortunately. Had potential.
Yeah.
So they went and showed us they were working on this test for the new Javelin kind of wreck location, and this looks amazing. And I like to see this kind of detail come in. I mean, I tell you what, I don't know if this is going to be a mission area, or if they're going to build a town around it or something like this. But it'd be really cool to see a little town built around something like this, a salvage operation. But man, this is impressive. And this is actually Lightning ship, so you know
I gotta fix it.
You gotta fix it. That's one of our big things, is that Lightning wants a Javelin. So there it is, Lightning. We'll have to we'll get a hammer, some nails. We can do this.
Plasma welder.
Plasma welder. Yeah, where's the giant dust storm?
When I wake up in the morning,
JV weld.
I read my morning newspaper. The headline's gonna be "It's been fixed."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does look like the makeshift temporary base. My thing is, like, when you see the detailed wrecks like this, okay, it also makes me wonder what happens if you actually, okay, like, give me an example. Right now, if I was to crash a ship on a planet Star System, what happens? It bounces. It bounces and eventually explodes. But it doesn't like it does
one of two things.
It doesn't embed itself into the ground. It doesn't create a wreck per se. If you were to crash a Javelin and you were a player and you were to crash a Javelin on this planet, it wouldn't look like this. It would come down, it would bounce, it would explode, and then, you know, then maybe the parts would be there and someone could come down, but it would never, there wouldn't be anything embedded. This is obviously a set piece, right? So there's a lot more detail. It's like, yeah, you always typing that.
There is something they could do, and granted, it'd be weird, right? But let's say, okay, so like I'm just thinking of StarCraft, right? They had a map maker, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you had like little placeable things you could put down, and they had like two, maybe one or maximum three little decoration things. And depending on how you were looking at the camera, they changed. If you, for example, let's say you crashed and your ship was critical damage, you can't fix it, you had abandoned ship. If it was above a certain size category, they could have the servers go like, boom, there's a crashed ship here. And then after a certain amount of time, it would, because it knows the location, it could spawn in that class of ship as like one of 3 wrecks. And so you could technically go back there. This would also mean that the ships themselves are a bit more persistent in the universe, as opposed to they just spawn out of the ether. Because if you think about it, this is supposed to be a real like universe. So there's mines that are being mined, the ore is taking places, that ore is converted to metal, that metal is converted into ships. So the ships is like the end of the line, and then you have like salvage, which would like you would break down a ship and get like metal or scrap or whatever, and you could return that into ships. By having a system that can semi-dynamically spawn crashes based off what happens with players, then you have a place where salvage opportunities will just happen. Like you could have, let's say an in-character thing happens. Like let's say there's a big, huge war, like the Vandal, for example. Instead of a player versus player, let's make it versus the enemy environment. Let's say a big, huge invasion happens near this planet, this moon or planet or whatever, and the Vandal eventually get beaten back, but it's a big thing. And so the day after, like, oh, well, everything got beat back. Well, the day after, you get out your salvaging ship and you fly out there. Did anyone crash on the planet? Are there wrecks floating in space? And there's a lot of potential they can do. And then, of course, you probably would have a timer on them, and then you can just say that NPCs salvaged it before players got to it.
Yeah, I mean, you could always fill it in later, but the thing is that like, it's interesting to me because I think when I think of these situations where large ships are going to have a lot of players on them, and so if a large ship effectively crash lands, doesn't explode, but crash lands, how is the game? I mean, is it going to be like a situation where when everyone leaves the zone, it puts a marker set piece there, and then after everyone's gone, when it goes into iCache as a crash ship, it switches out the standard player ship with a crash location that's more detailed. Or I mean, I'm curious about what they're going to do in this circumstance, because
I would think that'd be the ideal thing, but what they do, I don't know.
Yeah. Capital ships, I think, are going to be their biggest hurdle. Small ships exploding, you can kind of get it, or being just like you can understand like a fighter not embedding itself 500 feet into the earth, you know, because it's a freaking fighter. It's gonna, you know, it'll maybe it'll like leave a dirt trail behind where it slid through the ground or something, but it's not gonna go to the center of the planet try to bury itself.
I mean, it also could just explode into scrap metal and
true.
just be a debris field,
but
and nothing really to salvage.
And remember how they used to show like the Idris like, oh, this is the Idris damage the inside. Like here the stairs are all twisted and more making stuff. Okay, if people are in that ship when that happens, you're gonna have to animate all that, or conceal it with smoke or something. What if somebody's on the stairs when you transform the stairs shape?
You explode and kill them.
Right, or something like that. So this is the complexities on these larger ships. And this not only from the outside, but from the inside. So these are where I see this is why I think, honestly, these are going to be the last flyable ships for players in the persistent universe, because these ones are the scale, because it is such a complex problem.
Yeah, the large capital ships are so large that in like a regular game, it'd be more of a set piece that is in a location that you walk around to before like your mission starts.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of. I mean, this was a pretty solid week. We had a good amount of information, you know. But yeah, I think this week we're having on Star Citizen Live this Friday. We're having a discussion. Vehicle team is having a discussion about the status of, I guess, vehicle mechanics. So maybe we'll get some updates on changes to flight. Maybe we just get some updates on ground vehicles. I don't know. Guess we'll have to wait and see exactly what we get. That's going to be kind of that's something I'm highly interested in. Yeah, an actual throttle would be good. You know, basic stuff. But yeah, I'm impressed by this. I think this is very pretty. As I said, the art guys very rarely disappoint me. Like that looking right there, that's just a gorgeous view any way you slice it. Looking down over the top, over the environment like that.
Hey chat, do math for me. What would be like 200 pounds in kilograms? Would that be like 60? I don't want to do it because I'll have to use the keyboard.
Somebody's be choked on the team. Yeah. I mean, you can probably type it 90.
90.
Okay.
Okay, cool. That's great. Well, this math doesn't work out perfectly. But using third edition rules in this Star Wars thing, if you were to give a player, like an average player, what would I say, 200? So it'd be a little bit less than this. It'd be like 190 or something pounds of maximum carry weight. That means every single normal character that just everyone makes has 17 strength. That's really strong. And that's using this system's rules. And that is for a medium load, which, if you have a medium load, you get walk penalties. So yeah.
Don't let me down, game.
Oh.
Don't let me down. Wow, but I'm the weeniest jumper in the hit. What the heck?
It's because you got too much armor on. You need to get naked. You need to put your boxers on.
They put invisible walls, man.
Yeah, because otherwise.
Oh, come on, come on.
Activate your no clip mode.
I know. I'm supposed to have my no clip mode.
Yeah, I mean, 17 strength would be like Olympic level people. If you think about it, we'll ignore the lower numbers. 10 would be like a regular person, right? And then 12 is like someone who like lifts or is in shape. So an average person or above average person, if they had more than 21.5 kilograms of equipment, which could be one thing of medium armor, they have movement penalties. Because that's their lightest load they can carry without getting movement penalties. So when you get to medium load, your 10 meters or whatever drops to like 8, I believe. So just by putting on some medium armor, if you're an average strength person, you're encumbered. Lightly encumbered, sure, but and then if you go up to that 60 pounds, or not, sorry, it's not pounds, it's 65 kilograms, you're like basically walking, like slow walking, you're like almost crawling is what your speed would be. Yeah, I mean, it's the future, so maybe the average strength is higher.
Well, maybe
than
there
normal.
is some mechanical or counter on the armor, like some sort of.
It also could be it's lighter than this system.
It could be.
I mean,
yeah.
We are looking at there's 3 Star things. There's Star Citizen, Star Trek, and Star Wars, and I'm like, which one am I talking about?
And if you want to wear no armor whatsoever, make sure you're wearing a red shirt.
Yes, that is the Star Trek equivalent of armor.
Mm-hmm.
When you put on the red, you are safe from
That's
all.
negative plot armor.
Yeah. It lowers your armor class. But yeah, I mean, like 14 is 29 kilograms. So that's medium armor and like a gun and some ammo. And you'd probably be okay. Anything more than that, and you would have movement penalties. So realistically, unless everyone is stupidly strong, just by putting heavy armor on, you should be slowed down. If you give a weapon, then you should be slowed down even more. Battlestar. Oh yeah, there is Star in Battlestar Galactica. That's true, but it doesn't start with Star. Unless it was Star Battle Galactica, then that would really.
We got Starbuck. Does that count?
Yeah, Starbuck is in Battlestar Galactica. We got Starbucks, the coffee chain.
It's true.
Now I want coffee.
Oh wait a minute. No, hold on. Yes. All right. So
Yeah,
I'm flying.
Like what Rattlehead is saying.
I found anti-gravity between the dumpster.
Oh, you've done what I do. I do this all the time
bags.
whenever I play Star Citizen. They're like, I'm just gonna jump around. Oh, I'm stuck.
Yes. Yeah, there we go. I'm falling forever.
Yeah, I mean, like, but I've had like what was it? I was carrying a bucket of water, right? It was a 3-gallon bucket of water, which ends up being like, what is it, like 3 pounds or something? So it's like 10 pounds of water or something. And I mean, I probably could have run with it if it wasn't going to spill water all over me, but I wasn't going to be running very fast.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys. Oh, look at that. Wolf comes in, and as I'm getting ready to go out. So Yeah, we had a pretty good discussion today, guys, and sorry it's not going to be much longer than this today. But the thing is that, as I said early on, I was supposed to have tonight off. Someone called off of work, so I'm working another 6-day a week, so I got to go into work again for some reason. But that's okay, too, because I'm stuck. I'm now contemplating the meaning of my life as I sit here enjoying the garbage. It's like, yeah, that's... No, Tyler, don't do the spaz. That looks so terrible. That looks yeah. This is all the jank you need right here, guys. Enjoy the jank.
This is true. This is peak Star Citizen.
This is peak jank right here. Yeah.
This is why Star Citizen isn't installed on my computer anymore. I am not a part of this. I have nothing to do with this jank. But believe me, if I was on, there'd be even more jank going on.
So see, I gotta spin it. No, there we go. I adjust my camera to get the. There you go. Enjoy it. It's the shuffle.
Oh no, camera. Well, thankfully you can watch the VOD right after the stream ends, and you can catch the shenanigans of the VOD version. That's what it is.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, sorry about that. I said I could get ready for work, so appreciate everyone coming out, and we'll be back on Wednesday to hang out doing whatever. I haven't determined yet. And Thursday.
I'll be busy.
Thursday is going to be Alien Isolation again. I gotta be getting close to finishing that someday. And then Friday, potentially speaking of Fridays, we talked about this a little bit. Might be a day when Lightning, Tyler, and I get together and play Forza, at least for an hour online. Same like at the 4 p.m. stream, the hangouts. So we might get together on Fridays for a while and just do some car racing. If you want to just pop in and make fun of me crashing.
Or we might do something different if I have time to set it up.
Yeah, or it could be something different. But basically the idea is to get together, all three of us, and just play whatever on Fridays. Just kind of just have fun. Just hang out on that one in particular. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for coming out. And I'm going to have to log. And if I log out, I should just log back in the bed next time. So then I think this will be fine right here. This is fine. Everything's fine. How are you?
I'm saluting back that we don't have cams, so you can't see. I mean, I have one, but it's not up, so you'll never see me.
Indeed. Later.
Bye, everybody.